guys, here's the April 2017 Love from Lizi 10 cards 1 kit. Here is the cardstock I'm showing you, and the cardstock measures 11 3/4 by 8 1/4. So it's different than our 8 1/2 by 11. So in a bit here, I'm going to show you how I trim it down to make it as close to our size, the US size, as possible. So what I do is I just take the sheet and I cut 3/4 of it off. So it does measure 11. And then this measures 8 1/4. So instead of it being 8, it's 8 1/4. And so if you wanted to do a top folding card, you would want to do 4 1/8 instead of 4 1/4. So to make things easier, I'm just doing 5 1/2 since I've already trimmed it down to 11. And now when you score, instead of doing 4 1/4 like we would typically do, you want to do 4 1/8. So here I am, 4 1/8. I'm scoring it. I'll go ahead and fold it. And then this would be my card base. It's just 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch smaller. So the blue cardstock is an A2 size card base. So it's a tiny bit peeking out. So anyway, I hope that made sense. I'm not a math teacher. So I may have gotten my either 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch wrong. I would have to look in front of me to see that, but since the video keeps going, I'm going to keep going. So here I am taking the stickers that came in the card kit, and I'm just placing them in the corner. I'll place one in that corner. And the center flower, the big center flower in each corner, I am taking away the stickiness because I want to pop those up. So I'm just laying those down for placement while I do the smaller stickers. Kind of figuring out what I want to use. These stickers are really nice because they are thicker than what you typically think a sticker is. And so once I adhere those, I'm going to go ahead and take these 3 different color distress markers, and I'm just going to mark them up on this watercolor paper. And then I'm going to take an aqua pen and just kind of blend the colors out. I wiped my little paintbrush in between because I didn't want to go from the blue to the yellow. And I took the With Love die that was an add-on for the kit, and I went ahead and cut out the die with the paper to kind of have a different color effect. Here I'm taking water over the die cut, and trying to lighten the colors, which it worked a little bit. I would recommend doing this before you die cut it out, but I tried to lighten them up so they went well with the cardstock or the flowers. So here I had used some fun foam, and I cut out the same die With Love, and I'm adding multimedia matte to the sentiment that is cut out in foam. I originally tried to do this before taking it out of the foam piece. It was when I die cut it, I left it in the full foam sheet, but I was having issues, so I went ahead and popped it out and then adhered it with the multimedia matte. And here I'm going to use some foam squares to pop up the bigger center flowers. Go ahead and adhere them down. And then I take the With Love and adhere that down with some multimedia matte. Go ahead and adhere that in the center. And then, sorry for my extremely frizzy hair getting in the way. Then I take the Nuvo drops that, oh, never mind. I'm going to take some double-sided tape that I got from the Love from Lizi shop. Go ahead and adhere some double-sided tape. And before I adhered it down, I thought, why not give it more dimensions? So I took some fun foam, trimmed it down to size, and went ahead and adhered that down. And then now I'm going to take some tape adhesive and adhere it to the card base. And then I'll take the Nuvo drops that came in the kit and go ahead and add a few Nuvo drops by my flower stickers. And that completes card 1. For card 2, I'm taking this piece of cardstock and I'm going to go ahead and take the flower image from the stamp set that came in the kit, and I'm going across, and this is Bristol Smooth cardstock. I went across the whole bottom part of that cardstock, the white, and heat embossed it in white embossing powder. And here I am taking my Distress ink, Festive Berries. And I chose Festive Berries because it matches the cardstock I wanted to use. So I'm just doing a little bit of ink blending. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to go over the flowers because the ink, the Distress ink, kind of pulls up and sits on top of the image. So if you take a paper towel and wipe it off, the white is brighter. You get rid of all that excess ink. Go ahead and use tape adhesive to adhere that down to my card base. And then I used a scallop die, and I use these scallop dies a lot, and they are Lawn Fawn stitched scallop dies that I use. And here I'm taking fun foam and kind of trying to use, excuse me, use my scraps up. It is 12:50 at night, in the morning when I'm doing this voiceover, and there is a bird outside singing its heart out. It's very odd. And so go ahead and adhere that down, trim it up. My flowers aren't too perfect, but that's okay. Go ahead and use this spring die cut, and this die did come in the kit. It wasn't an add-on. And I used the mirror cardstock and cut that out. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. And then I take one of the little wood chip butterflies, excuse me, and I am using one of my Spectrum Noir markers, a purple color, to color it, and then I'll adhere it to my little card. And I use Multimedia Matte. And I just chose a color that was close to the colors in the on the piece of pattern paper, the floral. Trying to figure out where I want it and decide on there. Go ahead and pop that down, and then I take my Spectrum Noir clear glitter pen and go ahead and add some glitter to my butterfly. And then that will complete card 2. For card 3, I'm taking some of the pattern paper that I have used, and I'm taking the solid egg stamp, or the outline egg stamp, and I'm just stamping 6 eggs on these 2 pieces of pattern paper. Actually, I haven't used this pattern paper, my mistake. The previous one I did. So I do ink them up 6 times, and then I don't use them all, but just in case. And I went ahead and fussy cut them. And I'm adding little foam squares to the back. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere them on my card here. I'm going to do 3 rows of 3. Kind of adjust it a little bit. And after I adhere them down, I will take a black piece of cardstock and I'm going to heat emboss the Easter sentiment that came in the stamp set. And then I heat emboss it in white. I love doing white on black sentiments. They just pop. So I went ahead and heated it, used my heat gun to heat the embossing powder, and then I trimmed up the sentiment, and then I'm going to add these little foam squares to the back, and then go ahead and adhere my sentiment down. And then that will complete card 3. Are we on 3? Yes. So for card 4, I'm going to take this piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock, and this little wooden stamp is the set that was an add-on. It's a little bee. Now, usually I mention it in the beginning, if you want to know what was in the kit, check out the unboxing. I will link it right now above. There are kits still available. Let me mention that before I forget. They are packed and ready to ship. So if you want this kit, order it. And any of the add-ons you can purchase as well. Make sure to choose the shipping. Well, never mind. My mistake. That's for subscribers only. But if you want add-ons with the kit, if you're not a subscriber and you want to purchase this kit and get some add-ons, Lizzie will throw them in the kit. So definitely take advantage of the add-ons if you are purchasing the kit. But she does have some available. So if you want one, definitely grab one. I love this bee stamp. I love it. And like I said, it's part of the add-on. And check out the unboxing video to see what else comes in the kit if you are not familiar with the kit contents. I will include links to the add-ons below, as well as, of course, Lizzie's shop and the kit. So you'll be able to find all that information below. So I've taken mustard seed, inked up my whole card panel, and then I took some wild honey and inked up the edges to kind of give it a little bit of a darker look. And then here I'm taking my distress sprayer and spraying the card panel so you can get you can kind of see the little water droplets. You can see it better in person. Go ahead and use some fun foam to adhere to give my card panel some dimension. I love fun foam. It's quick, easy, and cheap. And then I go ahead and take this yellow and white twine that came in the kit, and I go ahead and take advantage of the fun foam having that space right there. And I go ahead and wrap the twine around 3 times. And then I trim it up and secure it in the back. And then on the right there, you see a white and black piece of cardstock. I used a scallop circle die and a stitched circle die. And after I adhere the panel down, I will take those pieces. And there is a sticker. You can use this one that come in the kit, but this clear sticker sheet is an add-on. So I went ahead and decided to use the clear sticker. There, I pointed out in the beginning, there is a white sticker that you could use and would work just fine. I went to clear just in case you didn't get that add-on. And then I go ahead and pop that up with some foam squares. And I place it so the twine will be in the center. Go ahead and adhere that down, and then I add 3 black sequins that I have in my stash. And then that will complete card 4. For card 5, I am taking this piece of pattern paper that I had trimmed down, going ahead and adhering some fun foam to give it dimension. Go ahead and adhere this down on my card base. And all these papers are 8x8, but I trim them up before I start shooting the video. So here I take another scalloped piece of paper and a stitched circle that I'm adhering the sticker to. The scalloped piece to my left is from my stash, the cardstock. I have a ton of different color cardstock, and I just pulled one that matched the color scheme of the pattern paper. So use some foam tape, pop that up, adhere that to my card panel or card base. Here I've taken another fun foam with love and a Light Pink with Love, and that light pink cardstock is the same as the scallop piece I used. That's from my stash. You could, of course, use any of the printed cardstock that comes in the kit. That would look pretty as well. And I go ahead and use multimedia matte to adhere that down. And then I go ahead and add a little bit of glitter so it sticks out a little bit more against the background. And that completes card 5. For card 6, I've used an oval die and I've cut out a white piece of cardstock, and I am taking this Happy Sentiment. It's from a stamp set I have in my stash. Everyone should have a Happy if they have a birthday stamp set. And so I take that, I ink it up in VersaFine, and then I take some Sweet Sugar Plum ink and I ink up Easter. And the Easter stamp comes in the stamp set that comes in the kit. And I go ahead and stamp that down on that cardstock. I take this scallop oval, which I believe is the same light pink color. I use these scallop dies and straight line dies a lot. I love them and they're great. It's something everyone should have in their stash. If you're new to card making, get yourself a set of circle dies, square dies. Ovals are nice, but I don't think they're used as much as square and circle. Anyway, I have taken that bunny piece of pattern paper, used my scallop die to trim it up, and then I'm taking this piece of cardstock and adhering it down with that Nuvo glue pen, which I just love. You can find that in Lizzie's shop too. I love that pen. Trim it up, and then I take the scallop piece and go ahead and place that there after I adhere some fun foam on it, just to give it a little bit of dimension against the other pattern paper. And I just had to use that bunny die with the little fluffy tail. So I go ahead and fix my sentiment because it wasn't really sticking all that great. And multimedia matte is great adhesive. Use some foam tape to adhere my little sentiment piece. And if you notice, my sentiment is a little to the left. It's not centered because I want to take the bunny I die cut with the same light pink paper, and I want to put him to the right of the sentiment. So I left him some space. Go ahead and adhere him down, and then I use some multimedia matte for his tail, and go ahead and adhere the little puff pom-pom thing that came in the kit for his tail. It's just too cute. And then I add some Spectrum Noir clear glitter pen to the bunny. And that is it for card 6. Card 7, I'm taking this piece of pattern paper, and I'm going to take the ribbon that came in the kit, and I'm going to pop a glue dot there on the back, wrap the ribbon around, and then wrap it to the back again on the other side and adhere it with a glue dot. Glue dots are my best friend. I love them, especially for things like this. It just gives it a nice hold. So I add a few to the front to give it some stability so it doesn't shift or come up or move around. There's a slight bump from where the glue dots are along that strip of ribbon, but it's not a big deal. Go ahead and take this oval die cut in white cardstock that I cut out. Take one of the clear stickers, and of course you get 2 sheets of the white, so you can use anything in the white pack if you did not get an add-on. And then I'm taking these floral stickers and just kind of placing them where I want them. I do move them. When I was kind of laying them out, I wasn't pressing down, so I was able to lift the stickers back up. Going to pop that up on with some foam tape. I adhere that in the center, and then I take the ribbon and I'll tie a bow once I add some foam tape to the back. and then I'll adhere it to my card base. And then I take the ribbon and I go ahead and tie a bow. And then once I get the bow tied, I will use glue dots to adhere it down to the card base. And that completes card 7. For card 8, I'm taking this piece of solid cardstock, and this is from my stash. This is just cheapo Michael's, I think it's 65-pound weight. I don't even remember, but you know, beautiful colors. So then I'm adding some foam tape, fun foam to the right side, and then I take this piece of pattern paper that came in the kit that I had used my scallop die to cut a scallop on the left, adhere that down, trim it up, and I'm taking a couple of the peel-offs that came in the kit. And you can color these with your alcohol markers to match your card, but I left mine white because they went really well with the pattern paper colors. And I like how the white stood out against that coral solid color paper. So I just used 2, cut those up, lay those down, trim them off. And then here is another circle and scallop die that I cut out. And I use white cardstock that I'm putting the sticker on, and then I use that coral cardstock again that matches the cardstock I used on the card. Go ahead and pop that up with some foam tape, I'm sure. Yes. No, actually I don't. Yeah. I thought it had enough dimension. So I just adhere that down with tape, and that's it for card 8. Really simple. Card 9 is using the washi tape that's an add-on. And of course, if you don't have the washi tape, use what you have in your stash. The washi tape coordinates perfectly with the pattern paper. And there's many ways that you can incorporate the two, but I just decided to make this really simple and use the washi tape. So it was kind of the star of the show. And I want how you tear it off. I like that look on the edges. So I kind of adjust as I go and just use each one of the washi tapes. And you get a ton of washi tape with the pack it comes in. I mean, those rolls are pretty thick. And so I have this tiny little tag that I have in my stash. I have a ton of tags, enough tags to last me a lifetime. So I thought I would bust one out, and I'm using that Sweet Sugar Plum ink, and I'm using an ink dauber. The ink daubers are great because they kind of give you a splotchy look, whereas the Tim Holtz blenders kind of are a lot more smoother. So I kind of wanted the splotchy look, and then I'm taking some of the ribbon, go ahead and tying that on the tag, add some foam squares to my tag, go ahead and adhere that on my card base, and then I will trim up the ribbon. That ribbon's beautiful. It's a really nice white ribbon. And then I had a little bit of twine left over, the yellow and white. So I went ahead and decided to use the twine to tie a bow. The middle washi tape above the blue has yellow in it. So it worked out. It matched perfectly. Go ahead and fix that, trim it up. And then I use the mirror cardstock and die cut out the With Love. I think if you don't get any add-ons, you should get that die because that die is beautiful and it came in handy with the kit. I really liked it. It's a great script too. So I used my multimedia mat to adhere that to the tag. And that completes card 9. So for card 10, I was really bad and I brought in this Hello die. And I believe this is an MFT die. I've never used it, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use it now. So I cut out Hello with the mirror cardstock, and then I cut out Hello with the fun foam. So here I'm using my multimedia mat and adhering the mirror cardstock on the fun foam before I pop it out. And then once I adhere that, I take a baby wipe and kind of wipe it down. The multimedia mat was on my fingers, and it wipes off perfectly fine off the mirror cardstock if you get a little glue on there. So then I take this piece of cardstock, and both these cardstocks came in the kit. Add some fun foam. Go ahead and adhere that down. And then I use my multi-medium mat to adhere hello all across the bottom. And again, if you're new and wondering what dies you should get, this hello die is great. There are some alphabet dies out there. They can be quite pricey because you're getting a whole alphabet, but I think that's something great to invest in because then you can spell whatever you want. But this hello die was definitely, it's definitely nice to have in your stash. So that completes card 10. And here are the items I had left over. I have 2 full sheets of pattern paper left. I have all these scraps that are great size, the mirror cardstock, the 2 sticker sheets, the stamp set, the Nouveau drops, the peel-offs, the little bunnies and the spring die and the little packets of embellishments and the gel pen. And then for the add-ons, washi tape, stamps, clear stickers, photo corners, and those dies. And I forgot to show the raffia. I think that's what it's called, raffia, and the embossing folder, which I didn't even use. And I forgot to show that, and I had that left over as well. I didn't get a chance to use that. So here are the still shots of each card. Let me know what your favorite one was. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And remember, she does have kits still available. So after seeing the 10 cards, 1 kit, if it interests you, definitely go and grab one and grab some of the add-ons because I think the add-ons this month are great. And I believe that's it. So give me a thumbs up if you like this. Subscribe if you are not subscribed already. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.